All right, welcome back to my channel. SF Mach E driver here. It's July 25, and I wanted to touch up on my experience with my Ford Mach E that I picked up from Ford Drive. It's a lease, and the way the lease works is it's a commercial lease through Ford Drive, which is a subsidiary of Ford. And with that program, I'm allowed to use this vehicle for commercial purposes such as rideshare, food deliveries, and so forth. I'm not limited to one app like Hertz does with Teslas. I'm allowed to do Uber, Lyft, as well as the delivery apps like DoorDash, Instacart, Uber Eats if I wanted to. I'm not limited to one app, which is why I went with this program. I never did the Hertz Teslas, so because they limit you to just one app, which is Uber. And in the 20 days that I've had this car, everything's going well. I've had no problems. I even took this car to a road trip a little over a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Went to Las Vegas and drove it, and that's like 580 miles one way. Round trip. I put in 1,100 miles on the car. But with the program, I'm at the $249 a week plan, which gives me 1,000 miles. If I go over 1,000 miles, every mile is 20 cents per mile. So 500 miles extra. Let's say I do 1,500 miles. That 500 miles would be $100. So that week that I did go to Las Vegas with this car, I put in a little over 1,100 miles. And then I worked that Saturday and Sunday and drove 200 miles, which with the additional miles, I put in 1,300 plus miles. I paid with tax an extra $80. So instead of paying $249 plus tax, it would be $272. My final bill was like $346 for the week because of the additional miles. But this car's been amazing. I'm not putting wear and tear on my car. I was driving a BMW 530 before for the past year, and I was able to, just save that for personal use, which I do enjoy more. I'm enjoying the car a lot more for personal use. I'm not putting the wear and tear on that car, driving passengers around, doing deliveries, because there are additional wear and tear on that car, such as the tires. I went through a set of tires in the past year with that car, and my rear brakes I did have to replace. So, unlike an electric car, I'm not going to replace the brakes on this for at least 100,000 miles, and even still, that's covered by the program. Tires and all that is covered by that. But driving this car around has been amazing. Let me step out. I'm charging, so I'm on a break. So. Let's do this. Here she is. So while I'm charging, so far everything's been great with this car. Okay. I've even added my own touch. I've replaced the floor mats with these all-weather mats that I picked up from Amazon last fit. It's easier to clean because it's not carpeted. All this dirt and stuff just comes right off when I vacuum it, and it offers more coverage. And on top of that, I added this compartment that slides right onto this center screen right here. Okay, and add some extra stuff there. Okay, and I use this to mount my phone on top of that, and as well as this tray I picked up. Give me a little bit more space, and under that there's other stuff underneath that, but customize it. My tablets are there. Okay, and again, this has been great. This all-weather mat, it's one piece, And when I vacuum it, comes right off. All that dirt comes right off. Okay. You know, one of the things about this car I wanted to touch on was my costs. Let's go to the app. This is my bill for last week. So the way it works, July 17th to July 31, I drove 930 miles. Quantity 930. That's how many miles I drove last week. So first 1,000 miles, there's no additional miles. So I stayed under 1,000. So there's zero overages. 249 is what I'm billed for the week. Okay. Tax is $23.03. Total of $272.03. So this is what I have to pay for my usage for last week. And that'll come out through my credit card, as you can see. $272 for 1,000 miles. So in theory, I can drive this car for a year, even if I choose to keep it that long, for 1,000 miles per week. That's 52,000 miles a year. That's 52,000 miles a year that I don't have to use on my BMW. That's a lot of miles. And another thing, for me, in a sense, that this car is free by offsetting the costs. Because when I drive for my apps, Lyft and Uber, they offer me electric vehicle incentives. With Lyft, every week, as long as I complete 50 trips per week, that's $150 that they're going to give me as a bonus for driving an electric car, such as the Ford Mach E. It's $150. And then on top of that, there's Uber that offers me $1 per trip electric bonus. So typically, if I do a full-time week, I can see myself driving 50 trips with Uber, and then doing the 50 trips with Lyft. That's 100 trips a week. That's $200. That offsets my cost of driving this car. On top of that, there's my gas savings that I'm saving a week. I've done the math for the past 3 weeks. Let's say I drive 1,000 miles a week with this. I'm saving at least $100 a week on gas compared to driving my previous car. I would spend $30 plus per day with that car to put in 200 plus miles. In this car, 200 miles of range is easily $18. Okay, and I'm saving a good $20 a day on gas. So roughly a minimum of $100 I'm saving from versus charging and gas. So $100 plus what I'm earning from the electric vehicle bonuses, and $200 a week plus $100 a week in gas savings. That's $300 a week. So in theory, with the offsets, that this car is pretty much free for me. That's how I'm able to drive this car, afford this car, and not really have to shell out a lot of extra money to drive this car around for my ride share, okay, for Uber and Lyft and my deliveries. But I do have to pay insurance for this car with the Ford Drive program. The insurance falls on us. Unlike a rental from Hertz and so forth, the insurance is built into the costs. But with me, insurance is dependent on where you live. Ford Drive right now is only available in California in 3 primary markets: San Diego, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. So here I'm paying, and I need a rideshare endorsement. So my monthly insurance for this car is $350 a month. Factor in the rideshare endorsement, it's about $70 extra a month. So I'm paying about $420 a month in insurance. So that is another another issue to keep in mind of the costs. But overall, This car allows me to be productive because I'm not limiting myself like I was before, as far as being choosy about my about where I take passengers to. That's before I would pretty much stay in the San Francisco city proper and south. I would not find myself going across the Golden Gate Bridge too often or across the Bay Bridge to go east. I would just stay north and south, avoid the bridges. There's traffic to think about, and just the distance and the wear and tear I'll put in my other cars. So with this car, I'm not too concerned about that because I have that allotment of 1,000 miles. And if I go over 1,000 miles, that's negligible for me. I mean, I could factor in going 300 miles over, 500 miles over. I mean, that's doable. I'm not too concerned about that. But as far as my experience with the Ford Mach E, it's been there's been no hassles owning this car. It's easier to drive with the one pedal drive, and of course on the freeway I'm able to use the Blue Cruise feature, which allows the car to pretty much give it some autonomous driving feature. Stays on the lane, on its own lane, and pretty much drives itself. It makes it easier for me. And like I said, with the offsets with my electric vehicle bonuses, this car is free, and that's how I'm able to drive this car. But the lease is a minimum of 4 months. 4 months. So for me, 4 months will be in November, and I'm thinking of buying my own Ford Mach E at that time. And I'm looking at maybe the used route. I've been seeing them on CarMax for less than $40,000. At the same time, I might go the new route. Might not even be Ford. I'm looking at the Chevy Blazer looks nice as well. But it's a good 3 months away, to contemplate to see what I'll do next. But this is how I drive my Ford Mach E and how I might be able to offset the costs. Catch you another video.